Here we are back at the Sports Roost. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Harry Lewis, and I'm here with Paul Italia again. So we're kind of doing a follow-up. Paul was in a couple of weeks ago, and we went over a lot of arm wrestling, a little bit of everything. I mean, we did from events to the history, did the whole background of everything. So it was a really great show. So he's just been out of the country and went to Turkey for an event. Before we start, just let me say that you are listening to KPCA LP, Petaluma, California, 103.3 FM, and you can get it streaming online at kpca.fm. So welcome, Paul. Welcome back.
Good afternoon, Harry. Just want to thank you for having me on again.
Yeah, no, it's. I was going to mention you, like I said, on the air and talk about you a little bit today, anyways, because I didn't really have a guest lined up until we got you at the last minute here. But I know you just got back from Turkey. It was a big event there. Tell us a little bit about what went on there.
Yeah, it was an amazing event. I got there on Wednesday morning. It was a long flight there. It took me 6 hours to get over to Boston, where I met up with my athlete that I was traveling with, is Jerry Carteret. He's a legend of arm wrestling, 35 years in the sport. And he actually had a huge title match against a very formidable opponent. Guy was ranked number 4 in the world. His name is Gennady. He's from Georgia, and this guy was a monster. But yeah, me and Jerry met up on Tuesday. Then we took a flight Tuesday afternoon. Took us 10.5 hours to get to Turkey. Definitely a long flight, but epic weekend. Jerry ended up getting the win. It ended up being one of the best matches that I've seen in probably a decade. If you guys get a chance, get over to my YouTube channel, Paul ITALIA'S YouTube. I'll be posting the match up there. This is a real treat. You guys are gonna love this one. You want to talk about ups and downs. What a comeback.
How long was it? I mean, was it just a really long match too, or was it?
It went on for about 29 minutes. I think it was 5 rounds total, and it was just back and forth war. You know,
Wow.
the first round, the way it just started off was Gennady. You know, he just took control of Jerry. You know, this is his first match back in 3 years. So this was, you know, a very tough match to come back to go against somebody so ranked high, you know, number 4 in the world. So we weren't sure what to expect, and there definitely was ring rust. You know, it took the first round to really realize he was there. I think he was kind of in shock, you know, at how first Gennady took control. I was his corner man, and I was nervous after that first round. I was like, uh-oh, this is gonna be a long day. But a switch went off. We got him calmed down. You know, he was a little out of breath. We got ice on him, got his body temperature down, got him focused again, went into round 2, and the old Jerry just came back. It was just epic, unreal. He got into his move, took control of the match. They got stuck in the middle for a while. Everybody's screaming. It was just, the energy was just so lively. It was definitely the match of the night. There was 16 other matches. I mean, this is the Super Bowl of arm wrestling, you know. So we'll be back there in November 19th. We're going back to Istanbul, Turkey. He's got his next match set, and this is going to be against an Italian superstar, Hermes Gasparini, who is now ranked number 4 in the world, and Jerry Carteret is now number 5. So this is going to be a very tough opponent. But he gets this win, you know, it's just, you know, he's focused on number 1. His goal is, this is his last run, you know, him being 49 years old. He feels he's got about 2 years left in the sport, and he sees the route to number 1, and that's what his goal is.
Well, to come out of sort of semi-retirement and then have a match like that, it's almost like playing at Wimbledon on your first tennis match back, you know, after a couple of years off, kind of thing. So when you mentioned Georgia, that he's from Georgia, not United States Georgia, right?
No, it's the country Georgia. And I got to say, these guys from Georgia, you know, they roll in, and it's like the goon squad rolls in. They had like 6 guys. I mean, they're all over 6'2", ranging from 6'2" to about 6'8", all over 300 pounds. I mean, they don't smile. They come in there as a crew, like as a team. Very intimidating guys. Very official guys. You know, the arm wrestling
All
over.
business.
Yeah, the arm wrestling over in Georgia is definitely next level. But what I got to say about my man Jerry is that experience, 35 years came out. You know, I got to meet all the other athletes. I did a bunch of interviews on my YouTube channel. So if you get over there, you can check out all these world stars and all. Did a lot of behind the scenes content. Kept everybody involved. You know, you didn't actually have to go there. You know, you had Paul Italia over there and, you know, playing news reporter, getting all the behind the scenes, just getting all the people to get to know all these characters that were over there. But the one thing I got to say about my man Jerry is I seen all the other athletes and I felt the nervous energy. You know, they were all nervous. They had big matches coming up. My man Jerry, never once did I feel any kind of nervous energy at all. This man was there. He to take care of business. He knows his abilities, and that 35 years experience really just showed, which it's amazing to me when a man is 49 years old and he's going against world competitors in their 20s and 30s, and this man is able to walk away with a win. It's just so impressive, and it just shows you how different this man is. So I encourage you also, get over by his YouTube channel, Jerry Carteret. They call him Big Daddy is his nickname, and you'll see why. 330 pounds, just monster. But yeah, he's got a lot of content out there. I work with him. I help him out with his YouTube channel. So he's doing big things. So if you get the chance, definitely look him up on YouTube.
Now, where did he start? Was he all the way back? I guess obviously not Petaluma kind of thing, but it's in the United States, or was he out of Reno, Vegas?
He was at Massachusetts, is his hometown. But I mean, the man has traveled the world since, you know, the beginning. He was started in the late 80s. I mean, he has wins against, you know, John Brzenk, who is the GOAT. You know, just to remind everybody who John Brzenk is. John Brzenk is who Sylvester Stallone played in the movie Over the Top. John Brzenk is the real guy. You know, so, you know, Jerry's beat him a couple times, which, you know, not too many people on this planet can say that. And actually, John Brzenk was there this weekend as well, and he had a match. But unfortunately, he wasn't feeling too well. You know, he was a little under the weather. You know, I think the week before he came out, he had a fever, so kind of did mess with his training. He was doing better when he got out there, but you know, he won his first round. But I think just being sick and not being able to properly train, I think it definitely caught up to him, and he ended up losing the last 3 rounds.
Oh, that's too bad. And you were saying rounds too, because I mean, what I'm kind of used to, you know, is the you know, I mean, when we did it here in Petaluma with the wrist wrestling, it was just, you know, so when you're saying rounds, it's like your first opponent, second opponent.
No, so let me explain. So when we used to do the matches back in Petaluma, it used to be tournament style. So tournament style, you know, you go by weight class and you go against whoever's in your weight class, and the winner of that is the winner of the weight class. Nowadays, the big thing is it's kind of like UFC when you have these big fights and all. But what we do is we put one-on-one matches, and we call them super matches. And what we do is we have 5 rounds, and it's best of 5 wins.
Oh.
You know, it makes it a little more interesting, you know, because you're not just watching 20 competitors going. You're getting to know 2 guys. You're getting to know the lead up, the training, everything they do to get ready. And then a lot of these guys have drama with each other. They don't like each other. You know, and the reason why our match was such a big, hyped up match was because these athletes, Gennady and Jerry, just kept going back and forth with each other. They were all week, they were just poking at each other. I mean, we were making YouTube videos for the last month, you know, kind of talking crap and just egging on Gennady and all. So, you know, Gennady...
Like the old boxing matches, they're very similar to boxing. I mean, the rounds and then the sort of play before. They used to have the weigh-ins were always, you know, in boxing were always confrontational, and that kind of thing got the press going. And,
that's it. We actually we had a press conference on that Friday night that was televised. We had all the 30 athletes up there. I was actually part of it. I was sitting in the front row VIP section, and they actually had me asking a couple of the questions to the athletes. You know, so of course I was poking some fun at Gennady and stirring things up between him and Jerry like I always do. But yeah, it was just an amazing event. I mean, these guys, they made it like official UFC style. They had press conferences. We had the official weigh-ins, and then we had the actual fight night. And the fight night began at 8 p.m. over there, and we got done. I think it was around 1:30. It was just so much fun, so much action. It's arm wrestling is just really blowing up, and I can't believe how quick we are getting out there. We got the whole world involved now. And just me being there, I connected with so many different people from all over. I'm talking Ukraine, I'm talking Georgia, we're talking Romania, Bulgaria. So all these guys I'm talking with, and I came friends with a bunch of them. And the plan is we're gonna bring in all these athletes here to Petaluma in California in March. And I actually been throwing around some dates, and we're looking to do this on March 25th weekend. We're gonna make it a whole weekend full of events. I'm still shopping venues, which Harry, you're gonna be helping me out. Right after this, I think we're gonna go and check out a couple of venues, see where it'll fit the spot, that I'm trying to do. And but it's going to be an amazing event. We just want to get everybody involved. I want to get all the locals involved. I want to reach out to the mayor of Petaluma and see if we could get her to grace with an appearance at our event, and also want to get all the businesses that are in Petaluma, because I'm trying to bring as many people here. We're going to throw a big tournament. We're hoping to bring at least 400 or 500 people from all over the country that'll fly in to come for the tournament. And then, like I said, we're going to bring a lot of athletes from all over the world.
No, it sounds like great, a great event. And, we just said it'd be nice to maybe have it back at the Vets that it used to be, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But there's other venues. I know there's everybody I've talked to is solidly behind having this back here, because this is the birthplace. I mean, you want to have something back here. And I think it's important, and it's good for the town.
Yeah,
it's good for business in town. It's good for the businesses. I think businesses around here are very supportive of good sort of causes or events, that kind of thing. Petaluma has always rallied behind that. So I don't know for sure, but I think it looks really good as far as the all-around creation of the project. So we just got to find the right place and reach out. And I think I haven't really talked to anybody that thinks it's a bad idea.
Yeah, it's going to be a win-win for everybody, because what we're doing is we're bringing back the history here, because a lot of the arm wrestling world, the newbies coming out, and even guys across the seas, they don't really know the history of Petaluma and arm wrestling. So what I would like to do is I'd like to really spotlight that, and with some of the guys still in the area, such as Jim Dolcini. I know you had him on the interview a couple of weeks back, and also guys like Dave DeVoto. Dave DeVoto's the first man that started the World Wrist Wrestling back in the 60s. And, God bless Dave. He's 91 years young, and he's still kicking. And actually going to be meeting up with him tomorrow. I'm going to be going over his house, and we're going over. He's going to show me some of the stuff from back in the day. We're going to kind of go through memory lane, and just I find that such a treat. I just soak up all this great history, and just getting to hear straight from Dave DeVoto is just amazing. And I hope to get this all on interview tomorrow. This way I could just document this and show everybody and get it really out there. And me and Dave actually have something in the works. Dave is working on making the history book, the first history book of arm wrestling. He's been working very hard. It's been going on for the last year. He's teamed up with a ghostwriter from England and all. And they've been working really hard at this. But Dave, like I said, being 91 years old, it's tough for Dave to get around and do the day-to-day. So, I've reached out to Dave, and I told him that I'm willing to help him out. So I'm actually going to go and get the first copy of this book. I'm going to go read through it. And if it's to my liking, I will be teaming up with Dave, and I'm going to help him get this to a big-time publisher. And we're going to do whatever it takes to get this out there, because, Dave is 91, and I want to get his story out there before, God forbid something happens to him. we can't lose this beautiful history. So I want it all documented, and I want to be a big part of making it happen.
I think that's great. And Dave was like you said, just was there one of the cornerstones of how wrist wrestling or arm wrestling got started here. And I know he was later on, he was a referee. I mean, he was just involved in so many different ways and promoted it. He was there, I think, when they switched over to when Wide World of Sports came in and that kind of thing. So really interested to see that. And it's about time that a book came out about it.
Yes.
That I think, like you were saying, the sport is really gaining ground right now, and this would be perfect to complement that.
Yeah.
So that's great, Paul. And so now you said so there's women and men was over in Turkey. So you had both there. Or
Yeah.
was
So there was no actual women super matches on the main card. But they had a preliminary event, that went a couple of hours earlier, and they had the youth on there from Turkey going against the other world athletes. It was all the young guys, and they actually had 4 of our big-time women in our sport. It was Anna Gronlin, we had Malin Kleinsmith, Fia Rysick, Petra Dam. These are all big names in our sport. You could check them out. They're all over YouTube. They're on social media. But they actually did a week-long seminar before we got there, and that is to teach the youth and to get more people involved in our sport. And then before the big main card, they had a few of the youth pulling, and they also had a couple of the women's matches. And one of the women's matches happened to be my new interpreter. Her name is Anna Grantova, and she's another top arm wrestler. She's won the Europeans. She's got a bronze medal on the world stage, and she had her first super match, and she actually got a win going against this very strong Turkish girl. So yeah, that was very fun to watch. It's always exciting seeing the women go at it. They got so much energy, and there's some really, really good arm wrestlers there. But after talking with Anna and coming friends with her, because she was helping me all weekend with being my interpreter and doing behind the scenes with a couple of the guys, we were talking, and I said, who would you like to pull in the United States? Is there any women that you would like to pull? So she actually brought up Nancy Locke. Nancy Locke being from, she's originally from Canada, but Nancy now lives in Petaluma, and she is married to famous legend arm wrestler Eric Waffel, who's from Petaluma. He's 11-time world champion with his left hand, had the best left hand the whole 90s on the planet. And then he's also a 9-time winner with his right hand. But yeah, so we were talking about Anna possibly going against maybe Nancy Locke at my event in March, So Nancy, I'm hoping is going to be coming to my practice this Saturday. I have a practice at my house, and we get all the pullers in the area, and we all just work out together and get our table time in. So I'm going to be talking to Nancy this weekend and see maybe if we could lock that match in also for March.
That would be one of the headliners of that event. Then
100%, because Nancy's been in the sport 25 years. She's also a world champion. So it's kind of like the old guard meets the new guard. Anna being very young and also on the world stage. So, in arm wrestling, what the beauty of arm wrestling is, the older you get, you actually, the experience is actually more valued, because, like I said, my friend Jerry, 49 years old, just beat that guy Gennady, who's in his 30s, so it's not always the younger person's going to win. Because experience plays such a strong role in arm wrestling.
Yeah, you said John was over there too, right?
Yeah, John Brzenk, 58 years old, and still
doing it.
And not only doing it, but doing it great, beating guys left and right. This weekend, I'm going to write that off for John just because of, with the sickness and, everything leading up. It just wasn't the normal John Brzenk, the GOAT. But John's one of those guys, he makes a commitment, he's going to stick to it, regardless if, I think any other person was feeling that way, I think they would have just backed out. But John being the headline match, he didn't want to disappoint all the fans out there, and, he kept to his word.
Yeah, I think he won the last 2 that were in Petaluma.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah,
Is that middle '80s or sort of late '80s?
Actually, it was no. He came in, I believe, in the '90s and started winning everything, and then I believe in '99, 2000. I know that the last two names on that trophy that's over at the Hideaway is
Right.
John Brzenk,
Right.
but I think he went on after that and won it for many years in a row.
Where did they relocate it next? Where did it go right after Petaluma?
And when they moved it over to Reno, they moved
Okay,
over
so it was Reno.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. So I'm going to probably wrap you up. We're going to do a little bit of local stuff here, but really good talking to you again, Paul.
Well, I thank you very much, Harry, for having me on, and I'm going to keep everybody up to date, and I encourage you guys to get over to my YouTube, Paul ITALIA'S YouTube, and also check me out on Facebook. Hit me up on there if you have any questions. I'm definitely looking to get connected with all the businesses in town. I definitely want to. We're looking for sponsorships. I got a production company that's going to be handling this event. So we're going to be able to be making commercials. So we're going to have, different packages for sponsorship. If you want to get a commercial, if you want to get on the banners, we're going to have event shirts made. There's going to be a lot of opportunities to get out there. And like I said, we're going to have everybody in the world watching this. At this last event, I believe there was over 100,000 views in the first 24 hours from all over the world. So, this is pretty big time, and before I wasn't too sure if I wanted to throw a tournament together with the super matches, but now after talking to everybody, we're going to be doing a tournament also. So, we're going to bring 400 or 500 people in person, and then we're looking to bring, a couple of 100,000 on the YouTube and the pay-per-view, whatever way we go. But there will be a lot of eyes on this event.
That's great. I mean, and it's good that we kind of, that you got a date set sort of tentatively, and just, we just got to find out a venue, and I'm sure a lot of businesses will be interested in this. So,
and one last thing I'd like to do, if I could just put out my email this way, if anybody wants to contact me, it's the ArmFather IAP at outlook.com. So the ArmFather IAP at outlook.com, and that is a great way to get in touch with me if you guys are interested in the sponsorship programs, or if you want to just get involved in arm wrestling and you're in that Petaluma area. We have practices every other week, and we have a nice local team over here. And even if it's not something you're trying to do competitively, if it's just something you want to do as for fun, a hobby, we have all kinds of guys that come and train. Not everybody's there totally trying to be a world star, but we have guys that are there to just want to have fun, so everybody's welcome.
That's great. And that's here in town, your place? Or?
Yeah, we bounce around at different places. This week coming up, I'm actually going to be having it at my house. We're going to be doing Saturday night at 8 p.m. But, every other week we pick somewhere where we're going to have it. And I was also thinking about talking with, I believe it's the Paradise Theater that's right across the street from us.
Oh, the Phoenix?
The Phoenix Theater. I was actually going to talk to them, because practices are getting a little bigger now. There's starting to be more people coming. So rather than going to people's houses all the time, we're trying to get something more official, and, maybe we're going to be talking to them and see if we could get something going on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good. Tom's a great guy to work with, so I mean, I don't know what they have scheduled there or that kind of thing, but he's usually open arms usually about everything. So he's got to talk to. So I'm going to talk to you, I guess, after we end up, and we'll talk some more.
Sounds good, Harry.
All right.
Thank you very much for having me again, brother. Appreciate it a lot.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming in. That's all very interesting stuff, and I'm glad you kind of got a sort of a tentative date or set up, and we can start working towards that goal of getting something back here.
Oh yeah, very exciting. Very exciting times for arm wrestling.
That's great.